Right on. Good morning, everyone. All right, we're going to go crazy today. I'll show you what colors we have here. The phthalo green, sap green, the lighter color browns, whatever color brown you're using, the phthalo blue, the lighter color of the blues, alizarin crimson, midnight black. I snuck a little bit of violet in there from the magic fly set I'll tell you about in a second. Titanium white, bright red, Indian yellow, yellow ochre, and cad yellow, plus rose and pink from the magic fly set. If you've never seen the magic fly set, looks like this. You get 40 pieces for like $20. You can order them right through my Amazon shop. What's the link, babe, on my Amazon shop?
Amazon.com/happylandscapeart.
It was close. Amazon.com/shop/happylandscapeart. You forgot the shop, babe, but that's okay.
Well, everyone knew it was a shop, otherwise you wouldn't be sending people.
True. Okay, so we've taken and covered the canvas with Bob Ross liquid white, just a little bit, and in some places we put the liquid clear. So we'll have liquid clear in some spots and liquid white in other spots, and you should be able to tell the difference just from when we put it up on the canvas. So let's get painting. Everybody hates when I just sit here and babble with my babble. These runny oil paints. Here we go. All right, so what's our sky gonna look like, babe? Who knows?
So
We don't know.
magical, babe.
We don't know.
Well, you have
So?
orange and yellow, which seems like it might be fall-y.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, we're gonna. We love doing our sunsets. So we're gonna take some of the red and the cad yellow mixed.
Deborah Hoffman's
Ooh,
here,
look at
Annette
this.
Babcock's here, John Krasniak is here. That's fire,
Ooh,
babe.
right? Just from how you can blend it right there, right? Let's take a little bit of the yellow ochre. Why not? We'll throw some of that in there. It just changes the color. Bob used to say, just changes the flavor a little bit.
Don't lick it.
Yeah, don't try to taste it though. I don't want to know what it tastes like.
Babe,
A
I
little bit
think
of red in here.
the next thing we should auction off should be your palette.
My palette, it is a work of art.
Yes.
It is a complete
This one.
work of art.
This
Yeah,
one's-
that one is just
this one's
nasty.
a mess.
Just
Can you
nasty.
even see it, YouTube? Ugh.
You nasty.
You nasty. That's what Janet Jackson was singing about.
Yeah.
Is your palette.
Just thinking about my gross palette. There we go. Just very little amounts, trying to match the color from above, right? That's all we're really going for. Just trying to match it a bit, and now we're down to our red section. So we'll throw some red in from the sides, leaving a little whiter area in the middle. Don't want to cover up everything. You got to have that sheen on the water.
The red up top.
That Charlie sheen.
Looks like an evil face.
Well, it's not done being blended
No,
yet.
obviously, but I'm saying it's.
Let's throw some more red in here. I always like that. Every time I look at a reflection of a photo, the color in the water always seems deeper than the color in the sky, and more vibrant. So we'll just keep adding stuff until we like it, right? A little bit of yellow ochre. Let's blend it in until we like the way that it looks, leaving our little stripe. Now let's come back up here. Throw in a little bit of crimson around all this stuff. Why not? Get a beautiful sunset with crimson, right? You can bring some down in there. Why not? It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter what we do. A little crimson and blue on this side, make this kind of purpley color. Maybe leave a section of white for some cloud. Who knows, right? Because we literally make it up as we go along.
I still don't think people believe you when you say
I'm telling you, we literally make it up as we go.
Well,
It's
I know
not a
this,
joke.
but-
You know, babe.
I
But
know, but
I love these little swipes and angles that we're creating in the sky just from using our brush. Right? Let's throw some of that deeper blue or purpley down underneath here. Because why? Because why not? Why not? It literally doesn't matter what we do, and that's why you guys love painting with me, right? Ooh, what's this gonna look like if we throw just a little bit of violet? Ooh, it's nice. Just changes the color just a little, right? Now what do we throw up in the top up here? What was that movie we were watching? It was like this beautiful sunset. Oh, it was The Matrix, then the last one. This beautiful sunset, and then there was like these green, like aurora bits in the sky. It was very strange. And I was like, if I tried to paint that, you would get this weird green in the sky. It would not look like what they had it look like there. All right, a little bit of crimson and blue down here for the very bottom. Get that purpley mixture in there. Just enough. Kind of cover our edges. Gonna have all sorts of stuff in this painting anyway. There we go. Okay. Now I'm gonna grab a 2-inch brush and just start to blend all this stuff together, right? So I want to start in my lighter areas first and keep within those light areas before I drag any of the color back in. Just looking back on the camera, this one looks awesome. That's what's so funny about it. Like I literally say it all the time, but I never plan anything out. We just kind of throw stuff together, see what looks right, what looks cool, and then continue on. You know what I mean? And this looks really cool. I even love all these little swipes in the sky. They could be faraway clouds or something, so I'm not going to blend all those out. Sometimes you got to leave it. All right, if we went over like that, just brought it down just slightly into that lighter orangey area, which is why we have this buffer of red in there. So you don't hit the orange, hit the yellow and become green, right? Just very lightly. I don't want to get rid of that yellow color. And then when you have a line like this, like a very definitive line, you can always throw a giant cloud or a mountain and hide stuff that way, so don't worry about it, man. There we go. Now we'll just go over the water just like this, bing, bang, boom. And as we cover it with different things, we're gonna save like just a little sliver out of the middle, right? We don't need all the rest of this stuff. It's just this one little bit where the water's gonna come down. It's gonna look excellent. What do you think, babe?
Like always, it looks amazing.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
So I just wrote in YouTube, "Where's Julie?" And Julie responded, "I'm here."
Oh, yeah?
I did not expect that to happen so seamlessly, Julie. So thank you so much.
That's funny.
Good morning, Dave Reese.
Dave Reese in the building.
Just in case nobody knows, when you write on Facebook or YouTube, it's me that responds to you during the
It's London versus me. But you can say, hey, Josh, because I read them all later. Once we're done, I go back and read all the comments and respond to things that didn't get responded to in the right, at the time. Look at that. I love this one, babe.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Now remember, for anybody just joining, we did put liquid
Beans
clear in different places on the canvas along with the liquid white. And so you would get this very, very deep, colorful bit. And I want to thank George Chenevert because he's the one that's been doing all these liquid clear paintings. And they're so, the colors are so nice in them. And I was like, all right, I got to try this. So George, I like it. But I did a little mixture. I did a little bit of liquid white and a little bit of liquid clear. You'll have to figure out where. All right, let's throw some clowns in here because it looks very lonely and sad, even though it's very colorful. It's not as dramatic as I'd like. And we're all about drama, right? Not life drama, but like beauty drama. Dramatic beauty. And apparently you guys seem to like it because the channel is growing like crazy. Where are we at? Where's that orange one? Here we go. The channel's growing like crazy. We have all new members, right? Got a bunch of new members. So thank you for signing up for the channel and paying for the content. And the members get to see stuff that, the normal public doesn't get to see. So if you want to see more, you can always join the channel. And it's like $7.99 a month. I make like $5 off of that. YouTube takes the rest. But you'll get to see videos that most other people won't see. I really like that. Dig it. I dig it, man. I dig it. It might look even cool if we had some little bit of crimson just to match the thing up here. Just that crimson-y color down in here, just a little. Just a touch. And then just push hard, right? You gotta push hard to blend it. Make it go away. Now it's more of a, I like that. Well, now the more that I look at it, right? The more you sit and look at anything, the more you're gonna wanna change stuff. Look at this, babe. I'm looking at the TV and painting the canvas, not even looking at it. There we go.
I mean, women do that every day with the makeup on their face.
Well, yeah, you guys look at the mirror all the time.
Yeah, we're not looking at our faces. It doesn't make any sense when I say that, but
There we
that's
go.
what happens.
All right, you can sit and play with the water forever, but let's go add some clouds. So I want to make up a little shadow for the clouds, because if you want your clouds to have depth, you have to have a shadow underneath it. So I'm scooping up just a little bit of blue, black, and crimson and just mixing it right here. Is the YouTube camera full screen or is it zoomed in?
It is full screen.
Oh, okay.
Everybody can see your happy face.
Well, if, should we zoom it in over there? Do people on YouTube want to see it closer?
I don't know. I see your face all the time, so I'm
Right.
down.
Yeah, sometimes I don't even like looking at my own face. All right. So let's see. What are we going to do? Let's make up a couple different color shadows, actually. Let's go with a little bit of red and yellow ochre. All right, we'll find a little pile to mix this guy up. Because I don't really want to put the deep, dark purple shadows into the lightest area, right? You kind of want to be just a little bit darker than what the color is up there, so they stand out, but not super dark, right? So we'll take these ones, had red, yellow ochre mixed with a little bit of that purple, and then we can throw them in, and then they won't be so crazily dark, right?
Dave Reese says, love the new logo, Josh. I need a new one for my channel. He also says, liquid clear rules.
Liquid clear rules.
Chris Doucette says, morning Josh / London.
Hey,
I
London.
made it in a comment.
One got the mention.
Fantastic day to paint. I'm fulfilling orders and watching you at the same time.
Awesome.
Carolyn Douglas says, good morning. That's literally what it sounded like in my head. Carolyn, I'm sorry.
Good morning, good morning.
John Krasniak is over on YouTube throwing out links. 'Cause
Good.
He's amazing.
John's blasting out the links. Let's see. We're gonna make some crazy-
Allison says, good morning both. Love these colors already, which is funny because it's morning to us, but I'm pretty sure it's evening to Allison.
Oh, gotta be. Gotta
So-
be.
Good evening, Allison.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Dean from Scenescape Shop says, I love the smell of liquid clear.
Right? It's like we used to say that about jet fuel when we had a private jet company. We used to love the smell of jet fuel in the morning.
I mean, it really was fantastic, though.
It was awesome.
That was.
It is a good smell.
It is. Who in the
Ooh,
room
look
likes
at
the smell of
these.
gasoline?
Yeah, right?
Me, please.
Which one of you meth heads like gasoline smell?
Should we zoom in on the YouTube?
You can if you want. Ask people, do they want to see it zoomed in on YouTube? And then you can go over to Facebook to see what the full,
Then you can
No.
go over to
Image
Facebook to
looks
see
like?
his face.
yeah, to see my Facebook. There we go. I like that. I like it. So let's
Maybe get
recreate
some
that
hearts
sort
on
of bit,
Facebook.
just very slightly in the thing, just slightly. I want to save all those colors, so we're not using it. Not making a very dark reflection. Kind of whatever was left on the brush, right? And so it would be much lighter after mixing in with all the white and clear up here. It would be much lighter.
Dean says looks good
Awesome.
on YouTube. So
Thank you, Dean. Thank
They
you.
don't want to. They don't want to zoom in.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll leave it out for this one. I don't
Babe,
mind.
you gotta put that pumpkin away.
Which one?
It's post Halloweeny.
Yeah, but he's my little look. It's Lil Bob. They gave it to me at the dispensary, and
Okay.
it was on my palette, so he's got to be there now forever.
Okay.
He's a decoration until I get some more stickers or something. You should tell people about the fan mail that I got.
Oh my goodness.
I literally got a letter in the post, as they say in England, in the post.
Delivered by pigeon.
Right. I'm gonna take a little bit of red. We're gonna chuck another little shadow, just straight up red, right?
And
And
so
then
I
I'm gonna
got
blend it out.
the mail, and I'm sure anyone who's been following the channel, you know that we moved house this year.
You know, we
And
had a whole
so-
new studio than before in those older videos.
And so
And when we moved in here, it seemed like the freedom made my paintings much better, and it was like a giant leap in what the paintings look like from the older videos. At least
Well-
I can see it that way.
yeah, but it also comes down to professionalism, the development of bravery and courage, and potentially a painting like this you may just not have tried a year ago.
Yeah, probably.
Do you know what I mean? So it's not necessarily the different space. I'm not saying that didn't help, but it's also the growth within yourself to say, hey, you wouldn't have done that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
So anyway, we moved house. So my dad still lives in that house. So I went over there and picked up the mail, and I came home and I said, babe, I think you got fan mail. And he goes, what? I said, I think you got fan mail. It feels like a letter.
Yeah,
I
right.
said, if not, I said it's legal papers to somebody's estate, and they've left you millions of dollars.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been great. That would have been
I said, but
fantastic.
nonetheless, it's fan mail, and I'm super excited. So at the time that we opened the mail, Josh was collecting the dog poop from the yard.
Yeah, I was doing my husbandly duties.
And no lie, it was a 3-page fan letter.
Yeah,
That.
a 3-page letter asking me about why I started painting UFOs, and
Oh, it was just beautiful.
it was awesome.
It was beautiful. So we tracked down the owner of said letter.
Now, she had bought one of my paintings, one of my UFO paintings, like way back in July, and I had to scroll back, like searching through all my Etsy orders, trying to find this woman, and I finally found her. It was nice.
And her and her friends are, which means now that
look
2
at that.
people from MUFON own your artwork, babe.
That's true, which is why I paint UFOs. Because I love
Because you want
them,
people from MUFON to buy it?
and other people love them as well. Just trying to play around and see what these clouds would look like if we chucked a bit of white in there. Right? We look back and we see, and we go, maybe it's too thick. We'll just blend them out real soft until you like the way that they look, right? No one has to like it except for you. If you don't like it, then, you know, no one else is probably gonna like it either.
And it don't really matter at that point. Ooh! Fire John. Fire John. He just wrote, if you would like to pick up a Josh original, click here.
Oh, John.
Ooh,
Killing it with the
Nelly.
links. I kind of like that.
Dean
I like
says,
those
no,
swipes like that.
nobody does UFO paintings. What? I can only assume that that's a typo, Dean. But this is what Dean wrote. Nobody does UFO paintings like War Joshy.
War, Joshy?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go with that's a typo.
Ooh, I kind of like the way that looks. If I could blend them out a little bit more. This is what's nice about being able to see this camera. You guys, take a step back. You know what I mean? Look at what it looks like. When you're up close, it may look a certain way, it may look a different way. And so take a step back and see,
Oh, he's a Geordie, I forgot.
and then try something and see again what it looks like. The clouds are never a certain shape, right? We get clouds out here in Vegas, you're going like 50 different ways. So that's what we're gonna try to do today. And then we're gonna recreate a scene that we did, you know, just with a much better sky. Let's throw, now remember, we don't need to cover this entire bit of shadowed cloud. If all the sun and the light is back there kind of behind everything, we're not gonna see, you know, white everything. So we don't need to highlight the entire thing. We wanna have some shadow bits. If it's in the front, it's gonna be casting shadows around to its backside, right? Again, leave color, leave space in between, so you have these little differences. That's what it's all about, right? What is it, babe?
Differences in color.
in color, right? Because if there's no difference in color, then it's just this flat, one-dimensional thing, right? That has no
Yeah.
depth.
Right. Andy Cacholi says, hi Josh!
What's up, dude? See, you got all these little different gray, white, black, deep, light, super, like, all these different things. And again, you just play with it until you like it. Kind of fluff it up in different directions.
Nina Laurie just joined your channel, babe.
Oh, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Oh, just literally signed up right now?
Yeah, right
Oh, awesome.
now!
Yeah, I mean, like I'm
Thank
saying,
you
you have
so much!
You have 12 deep instructional videos, full, you know, hour to 2 hour long videos. We're talking like 26 hours of deep instructional video for $7.99. And what was her name?
Nina.
Nina just signed up for that. So now you have access to all of those videos, plus little stupid things like Cook with Josh that we did. That was funny. And
we should do more of those.
little, you know, one-on-one things that London and I do together, or the question and answer thing. You have access to go watch all those videos now and laugh at us.
We should totally do more Cook with you.
I might just
No.
change, but just based on this sky, and I say it all the time, I might change my idea just based on what the sky looks like in this.
But that's why we watch you, Josh, because you're so unpredictable.
Right?
That's why we watch you.
We might lose 90% of all these reflections. So they don't need to be, you know, exact or perfect, because we're gonna end up not seeing a lot of the water anyway. But just in case, you know, we could always change our idea. Right? A little bit of white in there. Just kind of upside downing my clouds. smushing it on there and then just very lightly.
Annette Babcock says, yes, you should definitely do more cooking with Josh.
Yeah, cook with Josh is funny.
But we should call it don't die while eating with Josh. That's what we should call it.
All right, now let's take the top of the knife, okay? Normally I'm grabbing like this because I'm right-handed. So I'm gonna flip it over and take the top of the knife this time, and that way I can come in reverse of this cloud and give it just the bit just on the top versus trying to, you know, turn my hand a certain way that it might not reach everywhere. And just do it that way. You don't ever have to hold the thing just one way, right? And figure out what works for you. I'm gonna take these and drag them up like this, right? And bam, bam, up, 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 like this. Bam, grab, lift it up. Grab, lift it up. Little circles. And then we'll swipe over it, because again, we may lose a ton of this water, and it may not even be there by the time we get done. But it's a very, you know, if we save a little bit, you'll be able to see it. You're not going to see the whole reflection, so don't worry about what your reflection looks like. And by the time we get down here with the amount of trees that we have in this, it's going to pull so much dark down into the water anyway. So we're going to have to be careful, but we'll see. Doesn't, and remember, yours doesn't have to look like mine either. So, really doesn't. Okay, we got that, got that. Everything looks good. I like this wispy bit. I think we need one more section though. Another like, let's see, another like weird bit. It's closer, darker. Comes in front of this one. Right? And the color will reflect how close it is to us. So if it's very dark and comes in front of that other one, then that will bring it closer to us, right? Just with that same kind of dark purpley color, that's all we really need. I'm going to throw in a little bit of yellow ochre with the white on this one, just to change it up. And then down here, it might be beneath this one, so it may not get lit up. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be the same everywhere. Don't we say that all the time, babe?
Yep.
We try to. Again, you don't have to have a 1-inch brush. You can do an entire painting with just a few brushes, right? Don't have to have exactly what I have. But if you do want what I have, you can go to amazon.com/shop/happylandscapeart. John, put the link out. There, bam.
I want to let you guys know that we're going to
Let's
rename the
do-
show Paint and Cough with Josh.
Paint and
Because
cough.
I've had this persistent
Oh.
cough since the day I got my vaccine.
Well, don't tell people
And-
that, baby. You'll put them off.
No, I think it's a bit too late now. They've pretty
There we
much
go.
made up their minds.
All right, that's a sort of decent recollection of what, and I'm literally, I have nothing to look at because all my devices are you know, used right now. So I don't even, I'm trying to remember the photo just with a different sky, right?
Do you
That's
want
what
me
we're
to
gonna
bring
try to
up
do.
the photo?
No, I'm gonna change them out in a little bit, just based on the clouds the way they are. We're gonna change it up versus the photo. But yeah, have it ready for when we come down to the trees. The mountain can look however it wants. Right? All right, let's see. Since we have all this extra space up here, let's come down with our mountain like this and do like this little straight drop off. Come down, right? You can tell I'm trying to stay close to where the lightness goes to dark, right? This is what all the pros don't want you to know this, okay? You don't want to have too much space in between anything, especially when you're trying to paint like me, right? I love to fill it in. So we start very bright, it goes darker, and then poof, we get another pop of deep line or deep color. It's all about where you stick it, right? You gotta come up into your clouds even. It pushes them further away, makes them look like they're farther in the distance, right? Now, based on this one, we could go up and cover that entire cloud if we wanted to, or you can save certain areas of it. Literally scraping it hard away because we don't want to have too much color on here, right? You get too much, and your mountain will literally grow like crazy. Okay, boom. Get this little range, go side to side. Don't even need to go side to side, but it did. But it did. Actually, in this one, we did need to go side to side if we're trying to match the photo. Okay, and you can see every so often I'll put a little bit of random deep color in there, and I'll show you why when we get done blending it out. Then we're gonna take our 1-inch brush, Just kind of push medium pressure, right? We don't want to have any big thick bits of paint left on the canvas by the time we get done shaping it. Right? And then as we pull down, look at these random bits of color that we dropped in. It made it darker right here and darker right here versus where the light areas are. But you want to have all that. You don't want to blend all that out. That's our guideline about where this mountain wants to be. You know what, where are we going to go with this? I hate when I do this to myself. Here we go. But it's our outline of what the mountain wants to look like, right? The canvas is telling us what to do. It's saying, hey, dummy, do this, highlight it here, put some rocks over here, and bam, you got a mountain, right? Let me take this guy and push him down right into where that lighter area becomes, right? Now you can see that this slide is in front of that section over there. And it's all about the amount of pressure and how much paint you have on your brush. Right? But pressure is key. If you push real hard, it's gonna be down here by the time we get done. Right? We want to save some of this yellow in here. So, and it looks like this bit, maybe there's a little slide over that way, or it comes down here, or it cuts in front of that one even. Just based on what we do, now it looks like this peak is behind there, right? And then don't forget that when you go to highlight it. Again, very light amount of pressure when we're down here, because we don't want it to grow any further. I want to save some of the yellow. What's up?
Your iPad needs plugging in.
Oh shoot, the cord's here, I just never did it. If I had the cord plugged in, I just never did it. Change it up, right? This could all be reflective of our mountain as well, you know what I mean? Well, we're gonna put trees in there, so you don't really have to worry about it too much. Not too much. You know, that extra liquid right off of there. See that? It's almost like we never did anything at all. Looks pretty neat. Cool little trick. Cool little trick. But you remember, you want to get the majority of that back off and then wipe it on your paper towel because you don't want to have it too thick back there, right? All right, let's highlight this sucker. Let's use some brown too. We'll throw some rocks in there. We'll throw some snow. Throw some highlights. Ooh, we got this pretty reddish brown too we can use. So I like making, you know, when I watch these videos back, you know, and I'm always like, oh, I tell you the things that other people don't tell you. Well, there's some things that I don't tell you too, right? So I found out one of those things that I wasn't telling you, and I'm going to tell you right now, is I like having 3 to 4 different colors of highlights for my mountain. I figured that part out. So we have, yeah, I did. It's hard. When you make this crap up, you know, as we go, it's kind of hard. So I want to have my dark color, right? That's number 1. I want to have white is the brightest bit, number 2. And then I want to have a couple little shadowy bits that are in between those, and blue, so maybe 5, 6, 10, 12, a bunch of different colors, right? But we're going to do it in a way that's easily explainable. So we've got our 2 kind of brown colors, right? Our reddish brown and our whitish brown. We'll have a bit of blue for our snow. And we don't want it to be too blue. You want to have it to be kind of sky blue, right? And then even take a little bit of that dark color and then dull it. And that's going to make it this kind of bluish gray. It's really nice. And then we're going to want to have our white and blue, right? Or our grayish color. So just a smidgenest of blue, mostly whitish gray. But it's going to be different is the point, right? So now you can see we've got all these different colors plus our original dark shadowy bit. And then the white as well that we can pull out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different bits that we can use on the mountain, okay? So then we choose wisely, right? If all of our light is back there, maybe there's not so much light. We won't see a whole lot of things, so there may be more dark shadows than anything else. But we can highlight the areas that we may see. So maybe this one back here has this littlest bit of kind of brightest snow back here. Very light as we come down to our next section, right? Don't have to cover it all. Very light little bit, and then we got that darker blue to provide its little bit of shadow. Right, and you just work them until you like the way that they look, right? If they're too close, you can take a little bit of the white. If they're not close enough, I mean, you can take a little bit of that whitish, pull it over until it looks right in your mind, right? And just from doing that, it changed it a little bit. It looks a lot cooler now, in my eyes anyway. Okay, for over here, why don't we throw a bit of like that brownish section, just like that.
Babe.
Yep.
John said the cloud in the top right hand corner looks like a little pregnant woman ready to fall.
She's like, let's see it. Just give her some hair back here. Let's see it. I like it. She does look ready to pop. Gonna get the littlest bit of that kind of snow color and go right in between both of these guys. And it just mixes it into this whole different thing that we didn't plan on, we didn't see, and you end up with this cool little thing. I don't like how flat that is though. It's too flat right here. Let's add a little bit of a rocky peak to it, right? You just change it up, just little things. It's all messy, it's all goopy back there. Not incredibly goopy, but you know what I mean, right? Very lightly swipe, it'll just blur it. It blurs it off into the distance, right? Leaving this little area of color, this darkness, and then we have our color again, right? Now we need to shadow this side of our mountain, so let's take a little bit of our deeper blue color, and we'll throw it in this way. Maybe it comes down at a different angle, right? They don't all have to go the same angle. Remember that. Remember what our mountain looks like, what it's telling us to do. These ones look like they're going to come down at this angle. Then we're going to have a straight down, then maybe a curve this way, right? Just based on what the mountain is saying. I hear you. Do you guys hear? Because I hear it. Let's see. A little bit of that lighter bluish white, right? Dig it down in there, and then we have to cover over some. You don't have to cover over all of it, but you have to cover over some of that shadowy color, right? You never want to have it just two straight lines like that. That's why we added that little bit of white in here to disrupt those two browns, and it wasn't the straight line in between them. Come down this way, maybe. A little bit of shadowy blue, a little bit of lighter color shadowy blue on top. I don't want to go too far down because we're going to have these trees, but you know, and just little differences. They don't all have to look the same, right? It doesn't have to connect. It doesn't have to do anything. You want these little breaks. It's where the rocks were so jaggedy and thick that the snow really couldn't settle on top of them. You want that. You don't want it to all be the same. That's for certain. Right? Maybe like the little smidgenest of light came back here behind the peak and went down that way. Who knows? Never know, right? Really never know. I like having a little bit of a little shelf on some of these, like a little ridge, just like that, right? And you don't even have to cover all that, just that different colored blue right there. It's just shadowing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love that blue, deep blue color. There we go. It doesn't even have to go, you know, everywhere. We're gonna fog everything up, so don't even worry. What are we gonna do on this side over here? Let's throw some more rocky bits in, right? Maybe this guy needs a little bit of rock right on the top. We get a little bit more in here where we have those little missing areas, right? Just different color rock. This is the kind of rock that we have out here in Vegas, right? We're a little bit more brown. Why don't we mix these guys together and create a whole new color? We got these drop-offs. The snow can't really hold on, right? It's too steep to be able to hold on to a bit of rock, or you know, a very bright bit of rock. That's up to you.
Hi, Sarah.
Who's Sarah?
Sarah Writers is watching. She said, hi.
It's based on our angles pulling down. That shows how steep our mountain is, right? If we're really, as we get down here, we're going to be lighter and lighter because I want to retain that line right there of the next, a little less pressure, right? Right? And I do the entire thing. Really don't. Very light and thin back here. Then so be it. It's further away. We're trying to look behind the edge of this mountain, which is too triangular for me right now. I don't like them so straight. So let's put another little section of rock that just pops out, makes it look even better. See what I mean? Even better. Man, this one looks good. So the reason that we're not reflecting the mountains down into the water is because we're about to chuck some trees in there. So are you guys ready? And I can see over here we need more of that deeper, darker blue snow around the edges, right, where the sun can't reach. So maybe down in different bits. Right? We don't even know how much light can get down here. So just like that, very easy, very simple. And then for the last little bit, we can come back into those real deep areas and just add some straight mountain color that we made up. Whatever you mixed your color with, that's what you can add in there. Just those real deep, dark shadow areas. Right, that's the place you want to stay away from, all those areas. I'm not hiking in there, babe.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. And you don't need to make them everywhere, right? They're never going to be all the same, so don't make them all the same. Very fast. Bam. Just drop it in, just like that. Don't even need to do more than a couple. Just blend it until you like it, right? In the shadow over there. Little bits, not a lot. Right, maybe underneath. Ooh, underneath down there looks nice. Right, maybe there's a little bit underneath there. Again, you can blend it with the paint that's around it. Just don't overdo, right? We're very lightly touching it, trying to create these little deeper, darker areas. It's really nice. It's fantastic, Josh. Oh, thank you. There we go. And you don't need to take a long time doing it. You really don't. Just be quick with it. Be quick, be fast. Right? And what I'm doing is very lightly swiping up using just the teeniest little bit. I need to get new brushes, babe. Oh, goodness.
Okay.
Just the teeniest little bit of pressure on these, right? Just makes them look further away. Makes it foggy at the bottom. That's what we want. That's what gives us the distance, is having that foggy bit down around the bottom. Very lightly swiping up this way because we came down this way with the knife. Now we came down this way, so let's swipe up that way. Very lightly. Just blending it, right? Very lightly pushing on it. And then we'll just add a little bit of our fog. Bam, 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 bam. Same thing, angles, right? Went up this way, so we're going down. Came down this way, so we're doing this. Foggy, foggy, foggy. Right? You can take with your brush. Just like that.
Honey Splash Artist says, how long have you been painting?
I've been painting for almost 3 years. Almost 3, 2.5, 3. 2 and a quarter, down to the day and the hour. No, I don't. It's a while. 2.5 years. Where is my fan brush? Ah. You can tell we like making trees out of this fan brush because it's always dark. Right? I like making my trees a dark kind of base color, especially if they're further away. So same color, blue, black, and crimson, right? We're gonna make that purple again. And why not? We'll mix it in with all these other bits of paint, even the 2 browns. Why not? Mix it all in there because it's all gonna be this dark color anyway, which is all we need, is a dark color. It's dark to the dark side. Right? And then I want to add a little bit of the 2 greens that we have as well. Just on the top, right? We're not going to mix it any further than that. So I want the greens on top of the darker section. And take our brush and go through like this on both sides, flipping it over, dragging it in one direction, that crappy band, right? Just like that. Then we're going to come in and we're going to have stuff on the sides. So I'm really only focusing on the trees. The tree's kind of in the middle, right? So we're going to come in, staying down into that fog, right? The tops of our trees is what we're worried about. Coming up into the foggy section of that bit of mountain that we made. Different heights, different thickness. I love this, that deep section of fog down there. We don't know what's happening, but it makes those trees look like they're closer than the faraway mountains are.
Davis,
Lose that.
this is not screwing yourself later 101.
Yeah, I try to tell you stuff that I struggled with, that I found out on my own. A little bit of dark color. I'm not trying to cover literally it down around the bottom. Okay, we're gonna take our brush, just pull hard.
I hate you.
Well, don't say you hate me, babe. That's horrible.
What?
You said I hate you.
No, I said I hate you too.
Oh, YouTube. Alright, now we're going to scrape up all that color that we spread out. Look at the remainder. It's still a giant amount of paint, because we didn't use a whole lot. But now we're going to need to make something bigger, right? Coming in on the sides. I don't really want them to be the same size, you know what I mean? So which side wants to sit in front? That's going to be the taller one. Do we want to put these ones a little further away? Or do we want to put this side a little further away? That's the choice we have to make. So let's make it. Let's make this side's got a taller mountain, so I don't really want to do a big tree. So we'll make this side fall further away. All right, just with a couple trees. We're gonna pull down, bam, pull down over here. Different heights, right? One of them's way up here, the other one's way down here. You don't want to go too far up into your mountain, otherwise you're gonna make a bunch of mud as you mix with all that thick paint. So let's come over here, and we're gonna knock it down using just the corner of the brush, right? I don't know how well you guys can see, but just the corner. And as you push upwards with that corner, the harder you push, the more it's going to spread out until you can get down to a section where now you're using the whole bristle of the brush, right? You're using the entire thing to make that shape versus just a teeny corner at the top. Let's come in here, and we're going to highlight these too. Remember, these are just shadows. So again, we're pushing upwards, and then the more and more we get down, the more and more we push on the brush, spreading those bristles out, making the bottoms of our tree thicker, right? That's how I do it anyway. Let's make a little tree on this side for the buyer. Whoop. Straight. Bam, 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 bam. And if you allow a little bit of it to sneak over into your front section, then it'll make people want to look around and go, what's over there? Oh, it's a tree. I see it. Just a little teeny half of a tree over there. Okay, now we're going to come down and out, kind of pushing those reflections far away, right? But if we do that, we're going to add some bushes on the top. We can do that. I'm going to come in like this, and then we're going to come back, just so this bit kind of sticks out. We got that water back there. Looking nice. Did I forget to swipe across the water? I think I did. Gotta swipe across, make it less noticeable, right? Make it more watery. You don't want to touch that other big bit of thing either. There we go. Make it nice and glossy, right? And then we're gonna put some bushes right here anyway, so it's no big deal. Okay, let's take our micro fan brush. Get a little bit of the liquid white and into our green, our sap green. You can even mix it with a little bit of our cad yellow. It just changes the color just slightly. Very wet paint. We don't need to even fill the brush this thick, but we did. And why not? Hang on. Let's pause that. Since we have this brown out, we might as well take a little bit of brown, a little bit of white, make our little tree trunks. Right? Have them stand out. Bam. Just pulling slightly to the side. And they don't all need to be the same color or at the same spot, because a lot of them are going to be covered up when we come in with these.
Thank you, John.
So let's do that. Tap, 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 tap. Very lightly. So much more lightly than when we put them on initially, right? We don't need to really push. It's such a light thing. And I'm only doing the two left sides. Right? They don't need to be as bright as you get down to the bottom. Looks pretty neat. I love these micro fan brushes because they create all these cool little micro details that your bigger fan brush might be, hurting. There we go. And the more and more you push in, obviously the bigger your little bristles become. That's how we're making the shape. As we push in with the brush, the paint that's climbed up the side right here is what's making our shape right there, not the tip. We're not doing this. We're using it and pushing it against it to make it, climb up the brush and then take some away. That's all we want it to do. Take me away. All right, let's use our little half round brush. We're gonna make some of these bits of reflection that I don't like go away. There we go. All right, and our bush is down at the bottom. With that same shadowy color, we haven't changed. Haven't changed from the shadows. Well, before we forget, why don't we take some of this and just bring some of that down, just so we don't forget. But I don't want it to be a straight line across, right? You want to have it come down. Mine's not even down far enough. I'm going to have it come down at a 40, almost, at a good angle, right? Going up. There we go. Swipe it to the side. Make it nice and glossy. Try not to lose all of our color, right? That's what we don't want to do. Now let's wash some of the thick bit of paint off of this half round brush and get to it. get to it. All right, now let's make, ooh, we could use the pink and the purple over here. Oh, that's gonna be so fantastic. See, so the Magic Fly paints are very wet oil paints. They're not thick like the, Gamblin or Windsor or Bob's. They're not thick like that, so they're perfect to me for highlights, right? You don't have to get a whole bunch of, liquid white to make your paint thinner. These paints are already very thin. So why don't we take a little bit, just dab it onto our brush just very lightly because you don't need a whole lot. It's already very thin, right? You can even take, just to make sure, we'll take a little bit of liquid white and then we'll come back to this shadowier one back here. And just tap it in, just a little bit of shadowy purple back there. All right, then we're gonna come in a little bit more. Get our liquid white and this magenta or rose color that they have. It's very like deep pink, beautiful little bit of bush. Just like that. So we got the pinkish and then the purple back there. Now, if we really want it to be pink, we use the pink with the white. And that will make these beautiful little bits of bush off in the distance. All different colors, right? Leaving areas of dark in between them all. Don't need to cover everything.
Honey Splash Artist says, what is your favorite thing to paint?
Landscapes.
You can't say that because you've got like 7 different landscapes behind your head. So is it mountains?
Yeah. It's mountains and UFOs, which we're going to put one in here. So don't fret about that. I'm adding a little bit of that color, the grassy color, down underneath, below our water line, just so I can take it and pull slightly down into our reflections. Just like that. That way we have that little bit of green. You can even do it with the pink. Right? Got our pink. Pop, 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 pop. A little bit over there. Very, very lightly swipe it down, swipe it across. Right? Like a hashtag. Now we get that little bit of pink down in there. And whatever that dark line is, get rid of that. Bam. See, just a little bit of reflection, and we have all this beautiful color from the sky. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Okay. Now we're going to do these a little bit closer on this side. So, go back to that same pile. Right? We haven't even run out yet. It's fantastic. Now we're going to come over here. They're going to be taller than the mountains, right? Doesn't have to be as tall as the very tallest mountain in this case, because ours is almost like this wraparound scene. But they do have to be taller than this tree and sit lower. Okay? That's what makes them closer. So let's do this guy over here. Just sit lower, right? Bam. That's low enough, right? It's almost the same amount high as below. That's how I like to do them anyway. All right, cover over that little peak in the distance back there. Poor guy. Poor little guy. Okay, we're going to come in with the sides, make our little shapes. Right, just the corner, because we don't want to cover all the stuff that's behind it. You don't want to have these big, thick branches at the very top, so we're just using the corner. Now we're going to use a whole lot of paint, because we want it to be nice and thick and goopy. Right, coming down, extending out, leaving some branches different, right, so you can see different things behind them. And then it sits down lower. So now when we pull out our grass on this one, it will be lower than that one. Come over here and we'll do the same thing, making it look different each time. We're gonna actually have to make some new color because we don't have enough, and you gotta have it thick when you're doing this. So you want a whole lot of paint, more than you think you need, right? You can always save it and use it later, or paint another painting. Go check out one of Josh's other videos. Right, and just from not even over mixing it, this is gonna be a slightly different color than that, which is fine, right? But we want it to be thick. You want it to stick off. You want to be able to feel it when you get done. Nice, thick, textured bit of trees. Right? Covering everything behind it. Don't want to see, especially down here where the trees are thickest and their branches are the most crossed, I don't want to see back behind there. I don't want to see what's there. You want to be able to see the reflections, on the inside of your limbs, not right dead straight through the middle of the tree. We can do another one, I guess. We'll do it on the edge like this. Shh, whoop, don't go too far, guy. Right there. Near. It's hard to paint on the edge of a rounded canvas like that. And then we'll do this using both sides of the brush, so we'll have different kind of patterns on each side. Just filling in the rest of that stuff so we don't see what's back there. We'll cover this side in because it doesn't need much detail. Bam, 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 bam. Cover it in down there where it's thickest. How's it look, babe?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. It's fantastic. There we go. How many people we got watching?
You have 8 on YouTube and 12 on Facebook.
Nice. Like no one wants to talk to us, I guess.
Honey Splash Artist seems to be vocal. Sarah Riders was, but now she's...
Oh, she's gone.
Oh, now there's 9. Now there's 9 people.
Ah! All right. Well, welcome. Anyone just joining? We are painting a landscape. We're just literally making it up as we go along because that's what we do every time that we paint. Make it up and work with what comes out, right? And show you can always change or, adjust your painting a certain way. If you stick with me and watch my tutorials, right? Maybe no trunk on that one. Maybe a little bit more down here, though. Then I'll show you some cool stuff. So thanks for coming and watching. We appreciate it. Now we've mixed the phthalo green with the sap green, so it's a different color green, right? That one back there, we don't need too much. Just kind of being on the side of him over here. And as we come down, the color gets darker, just on its own from mixing with that dark color that we had, right? We're not covering all the branches. If we can only see half of this tree, then we're only going to be able to see the other half of these trees. And in my mind, it should look pretty cool by the time we get done. So now we're going to mix it more with the cad yellow down here just to change up the color, change up the flavor a little bit. They don't all have to be the same color or anything. Right? Bum, 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 bum. Just like that, right? We got all this dark area in between here. The light's coming down, it's lighting up the very little amount of branches that we have over here. And then on this side, we'll even go back to that darker color just so we can add a little touch to him. Bam, bam, bam. Remember to leave dark spaces in between your branches. You don't want to have all the light all on top of itself. You'll have no depth, right? This guy over here. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Just changing it up just a littlest bit until it looks how I want it to look, right? All right, so we'll come back in, we'll grab up that shadowy color on our half round brush, dab it in, and let's put some bigger bushes down at the base of these guys. Maybe this one comes way up here, right? Now that I've mushed all that up, I want to go in and add some textury bits, so get more paint. More paint on your brush. You gotta have textured areas for your highlights to fill in and stick. What were you about to say?
Nothing. I was laughing. Deborah Hoffman said, "Shh, I'm hunting wabbits."
Hunting wabbits. There we go. Okay, why don't we do this? Since we're getting close now, we'll be able to really see. Why don't we give it some shoreline here? Pull out. And then bam, fill her all in. Now it gives me an idea about where we can go, right? You guys, this one's coming out fantastic. I really like it. I like how I told you, just the smallest little bits of clouds were gonna remain. So you don't need to do a whole lot. This little bit over here, I guess, doesn't really look like the pregnant lady up here, but who knows? All right, let's get crazy with some pretty colors. We're nice and up front, up close. So we can go with these crazy magic fly colors. Make them nice and purdy. Get that violet, deep purpley color. We don't even have to mix, just right onto the violet. Let's see, pop a couple bits up in here. Right, just little areas. You don't need to even do the entire plant. Right, just focus on, let's say it's the size of a tennis ball. Now highlight half of that. You know what I mean? This one's the size of a golf ball. Highlight half of that. Leave those dark areas in between. You cannot have bright color on top of bright color on top of bright color on top of bright color. It doesn't work. Right? Top of it. You can even leave the whole bottom if you wanted to. Really could. Right? Covering about a little bit. Half of the golf ball. This one's even smaller. What color should that one be? Let's do it like a yellow. I love yellow. I love the yellow in the plants. The yellow color in the plants is so pretty. It's so pretty. Oh, the yellow. See, not even covering the whole thing. If you saw me, I came up over the shadow, right? That way you get a little bit of that lighter color above your deep, dark, shadowy bits. The bits. Let's wash this off. Bam! The bits. Damn. All right, what should we add down here? A little bit of dirt, maybe? Should we get some dirt down here?
The dirt in the painting.
The dirt, a
Allison
little bit of
says,
shoreline.
I'll be trying this soon. You better, Allison. You better.
A little bit of shoreline for us to work with. I need more liquid white though. So time out, folks. Ran out of liquid white. We didn't put enough out. Which is, 100% London's fault, but that's okay. Alright, it was my fault. Okay.
I was gonna say, I don't touch the paints.
London gets spanked if she comes close to the table.
Whoa.
Stay away from the table.
Snap, babe.
Just tell everybody our business.
Yeah, right? I'm like, you upset me, I'm going upstairs to mess up your paints.
No, don't do that. It's like the Step Brothers scene where he's like, I'm gonna go put my nutsack on your drum set.
You touched my drum set? I know you touched my drum set.
Oh, that's funny. Alright, I want to take just the littlest bit of this. And
Thanks,
just kinda
Dave.
Pull it down just a little. See what that looks like.
Dave, if you want to go over to YouTube and join the channel for $7.99, I assure you that that will help for me not getting in trouble for touching Josh's paints. But it'll cost you $7.99 a month.
There we go. Bam. Alright, let's see. Got all this paint all over my brushes.
Babe,
Yeah.
my alarm just went off.
Oh, it did?
And I'm checking.
Oh, I don't
the
even
alarm.
have my I was like, why didn't my alarm go off?
I'm like, why would I set an alarm for 11 a.m.? So this was last weekend that I set this alarm. And it says, check text message for missing items. Because Josh went to set up an apothecarium and left a bunch of things
I
at
did?
home, including his costume.
What? No, I have the costume.
You left the costume at home last week and drove to the apothecarium without it.
Oh yeah, I went to go do the gig without my costume. It was horrible. It was horrible. It was bad.
Money Splash Artist said Steven Universe reference. You must have said something.
Did I Steven Universe it?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Don't we have a Steven Universe painting?
No.
Oh, what was that show that you copied?
What, Rick and Morty?
No, I know that one.
I
The
don't
other
know.
one, you did the cliff
Cliff.
from a show that Bailey likes.
Oh, Gravity Falls.
There we go, Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls, that's a good one.
Deborah Hoffman says, have you or will you do a beach painting?
No, I have tons of beach paintings.
A beach painting? Life's a beach.
Life is a beach sometimes. But yeah, I have tons of those. There we go. So I've changed from, lighter to darker as we go. Maybe there was a little bit of light that got caught there. Again, yours can look however you want. I want it to be
Painting.
thicker, you know what I mean, as we go. So thin, then it gets larger as we continue on. There we go. A little bit of shadow underneath there. Then we can come in with our liquid white on our knife and cut in our water line how we like it. A little bit more. And then bam. Dropping just a giant chunk of it off. There we go. I like that. There are a couple of our little sticks and twigs in here. Just random bits that grow from the dark areas, right? They're coming out of the dark.
Honey Splash Artist says, I love Gravity Falls.
It's a good show.
It's a good show.
Just little sticks that kind of grow out of nowhere, right? Over here, further away. So they're smaller little sticks. They're not so noticeable. There's not so many of them, right?
Deborah Hoffman says, without monsters, LOL. Do you have any beach paintings without monsters?
Oh, without a scary skull?
Yeah.
I do on my channel. I teach, on the paid videos, I teach one of them with no scary skull, just a wave at the bottom. It's nice.
It's pretty.
It looks like that scary skull one, though.
But there's just no skull in it.
Yeah. Okay, a little bit of dark line back where we think our water meets our land back here. There we go. Just gives it a little bit of depth down there, right? A little bit of dark, just right in there. That's all you really need. All you really need. Do we do the tree on this one? It'd have to be a tree this way. Or maybe do a UFO.
Next week, I'm going to force my husband to paint a willow tree.
A willow?
Because I love willow trees.
A willow tree?
Yeah.
Alright. And I said I was going to do it. And now you guys are stuck with them.
Oh no, what are we doing?
They're going every painting now.
What are we doing?
Doing a UFO.
Oh, a UFO?
A shoot-a-fo.
Oh,
See,
Roberta
not right in the
Harris says,
middle.
I did the one without the skull.
Oh, nice.
We are gearing up, just so that everybody knows, in case they think that you pay $7.99 a month, we give you one set of classes and that's it.
Yeah, no, you get 12 classes.
Yeah, but we are also gearing up to do more classes. The problem is every good painting Josh does, he wants you guys to see.
Yeah, I want everyone to see the good one. So like I do a really good one, and I'm like, oh, I want views. Okay, fine, I'm vain. I want views, and if it's really good, it's gonna get views, which will pay me, $50 a month. Well, $50, $100 every other month anyway. But yeah, so if I do a really good painting, I want the world to see it. And unfortunately, the whole world doesn't subscribe and pay to the channel. So,
But if you know of a way that they could.
Yeah, right. What's our little guy look like this time? Just with the Philby brush. The old Philby. Okay, let's make him a little bit darker. And a little bit bigger. And we should be good.
I sense there is a war coming. Babe.
Yeah. What? Oh, God. Stay away from me. With that.
I didn't realize it was as long as it was, so when I started pulling it, it just kept going.
Yeah.
Cupboard! Ah!
About the same distance. Can't ever tell. I have to step in front of you guys for a second.
Honey Splash Artist says, willow trees are the best. I want to be buried under one when I die. Fair enough.
There you go.
Roberta Harris says, I love watching you paint. You do such an awesome job and you inspire me.
Aw, thanks.
See, now it's not a pregnant lady. Maybe it is. Maybe the aliens in the ship are trying to take her baby.
That is possible.
You don't even know what you're painting, babe. Just a prediction of the future. Spectacular.
I like that one. I don't know why I always paint them flat. Like, I need to paint one coming in. You know what I mean? Like, crashing in. A little bottom on that guy. Okay, now we can highlight it. First, we have to really make this side darker. This is going to be our shadowy side.
Frozen. Oh.
Yeah, really got to make that side dark. Gotta have shadows even on a UFO. We gotta have shadows.
Otherwise it just looks 1D.
1D.
And we all know how many dimensions they have, and it's not just one dimension. See what I did there? Play on words.
Yeah.
Oh, you obviously didn't find it funny.
I didn't listen.
Oh.
I'm deep in focus
I
right now.
just asked you if you heard what I said. You said yes. I
Yeah,
said
well,
you
that's
didn't
what
find
husbands-
it funny,
All
and then you
husbands say that.
responded, "I didn't listen."
Yeah, all husbands
Like,
say
did
yes.
you or did you not?
I did not.
Okay.
What did you say?
You said you must highlight and add shadows. I said otherwise it just looks 1D. And given on how many dimensions they have, I don't think there's
Yeah, right.
one. And then I said, ha, see what I did there with the words.
Dimensions, because they're interdimensional beings.
Yeah,
I
and I'm
got
trying
it.
to add dimension to the painting.
I got it.
I'm very funny, just not very popular.
I'm very punny.
I am very funny.
She
Honey
is
Splash
punny.
Artist says the aliens are a real nice touch.
Thank you. It is my.
They are grateful too.
I am the only exclusive UFO painter. Let's see.
I'm sure there's other people that paint UFOs, babe.
Not as good as me though,
And maybe not in oil.
and not on a landscape.
That too.
All right. Give me some gray. Make me some gray color over here. There we go. Now we can highlight Saka with the grayness.
Roberta Harris says, and you do them so well.
Thank you. There we go. And again, I'm trying to leave a little bit of dark line. Why does this not look right? There we go. There. A little bit of light, a little bit of shadow. Now I gotta fill it in. That's the hard thing with the oils and the liquid white, is it wants to blend with all the other stuff. You acrylic people,
Ooh.
you just put your color on and it stays that color somehow.
Colin Collister is here from the Isle of Man.
Isle of Man. Uncle Stuart used to love that. Remember?
Yep, he used to go to the Isle of Man TT.
He did. He did. Let's see. Fill it in, make it brighter. Come back a little bit more white. Liquid white, I mean. And again, we don't want to have it on a straight line, where the light and the dark meet. I like having them slightly different. Then we can come in with a little smaller little brush. More like a blending brush, though. If it wasn't like rock hard. There we go. Just so we can blend some of these thicker bits of like lines away and stuff. Just leave the nice color up there. Now I want to come in and just drag a little bit of it over into that shadowy area so they kind of mix together. And that way it won't, it'll always look a little bit different. You won't be able to do exactly the same as me. Now we're going to come in, add our little bit of lights, which would be, let's put one over there, one over there, one over there, and the edge. Bam. Dig it.
Desiree says, hi Josh in London. Yeah, I made another comment.
Yeah, right. Everyone say hello to London and not me. There we go. A little bit of line gives us our dome. And then I want a little bit of dark
Ooh, Bruce has a good idea.
underneath.
Bruce says, let's see the Kraken try and catch the UFO, Josh.
Yeah, right. That'd be cool.
That would be a good idea.
That'd be cool. Why does it look all different now?
What? It looks great, babe.
It's different. I've lost the line to the bottom. There we go. I need to have the lump on the bottom and the line look differently. So we have to adjust the shape. Right? Adjust where the lights were anyway. There we go. Okay.
Bruce said, hi London, not Josh.
Yeah, not me. No one say hello to me, please.
It's very funny.
We need to get some more stickers, babe, with our new address on them.
I know.
Got any business cards? Check.
Yeah, the new business cards are sweet.
Check.
There we go. This is the thing about UFOs. They tend to grow on you, so start small. Because if they want to grow, they're going to grow.
Like headlights.
Yeah, it will again. Can't have a lumpy UFO. So, make sure it's straight, make sure it looks right, make sure you got your shadows. Gotta have your shadows, Josh. Here we go. Now I can see where I can come in with my lights and stay on top of that kind of lighter color versus that black line. See what I mean, Jelly Bean? I need to get rid of that first. That's going to screw up my brain if I don't remove it. There we go. So we need to be on top of that gray. Just like that. Bing, bang, boom. Looks a little bit better now. Little bit better. There's nothing really I want to add in the front even over here. It's so nice. We could put like a rock, I guess, but do we really want to? Let's see what the fans say. Do you really want to see anything else in here? We could do like a whole friggin' whacking tree right in the middle.
No, don't do that.
We could do all sorts of stuff.
Don't do that. It's so pretty.
It's got foreground, it's got detail, it's got all sorts of stuff in there. I don't need to do anything to it. But if the fans want to see something...
I don't know, let's ask them before you decide to just not listen and put your paintbrush on your canvas.
Yeah.
Need some of
Tend
those
to do
glow-in-the-dark UV oils for the UFOs, Josh.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
Would
send them to me. Send me some.
And we do take donations. You can.
Yeah, you can send me money on PayPal or Cash App or Venmo. And then I will buy some and we will put them in a painting. I did do a painting one time that had LED lights in the UFO and it had a remote control so you could hit the thing and then it would shine all around the painting. It was very cool.
It's very cool. But it got a purchased.
Yeah, it lives in Savannah, Georgia, I think. Georgia. So does anyone want to see anything else?
No, everybody.
Tree, a stick?
Everybody, a stick. Everybody agrees with me that it just looks awesome, and the only thing I'm missing are the birds.
Oh, the birds.
The birds. The birds.
Alright, let me clean off these other brushes. We'll put the birds in, we'll say goodbye. John should be putting out my links. If you see this crazy guy on YouTube, like blasting out, is he doing it on Facebook too?
No.
Oh. So if you go over to YouTube and you see all these crazy links coming from some random dude, that's actually my link guy, John, who's one of my best customers, and
Greatest supporter.
yeah, he's a big time supporter. What we're missing is like the smallest bit of water line way off in the distance. You want to be very thin back here.
Allison says, leave it as it is.
Very thin, right?
That was my impression of Allison.
Just adds a little bit. Very lightly, very straight.
Leave it as it is.
It just adds that little bit of line back there, just showing us that there's some land underneath those trees, but it's very far away. You want your up close ones to be nice and ripply, right?
You know what's funny, babe? The way that the two paintings are next to each other on the videos, it looks like the painting of the rock behind is a photo.
What are you talking about?
To your left, on the wall.
Yeah.
On the video, it looks like this is a painting.
Oh.
It looks like
A
this is a
photo?
photo that like you've left up while you
Oh,
did it as a painting.
Okay, got that. Clean this off, we'll add the birds. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. How long did we go today?
We went for 1 hour and 17 minutes.
It's about
Desiree
normal.
Kenny says, because of you, Josh, I did a UFO in my painting.
Oh, hell yeah, I want to see it. Send it in to Paint with Josh. I want to see. Or post it in the Bob Ross Oil Painting for Beginners group, or,
You can go to
anywhere
paint.
else that I am.
You can go to Paint with Josh on any profile and send a message.
Yeah.
You just can't on YouTube unless you're a member.
Yeah, if you want to chat on YouTube, you gotta pay. Unfortunately, it's not mine.
Unfortunately.
Not my decision. But a little bit of yellow ochre back in here, just because it looked like it needed some land. Just a little bit of color, some kind of something to sit on.
Oh,
back there.
Desiree said you did see it.
I did what?
You did see the painting.
Oh, I did.
Apparently,
I see a lot of stuff.
he does see a lot of stuff. I second that. Someone asked me yesterday, why don't you guys do this full time? I said, because it's not busy enough yet. So
Yeah, right.
once it gets busy enough, yes. We will quit our day jobs and reply.
Yeah, when you guys want to buy my artwork every day, when there's a fight to buy this painting every time I paint one, and it's like, whoever can be fastest is gonna win, then that's when we'll quit our jobs, I guess.
When it just makes
I'm gonna have some new stuff, some new prints and stuff. So if you're like, oh, I want one of Josh's, but they're too expensive, I'm gonna have a lot of prints of the brand new stuff. The new paintings we've been painting, all the spooky Halloween paintings and all the other stuff that we've been doing, available for in my store for Christmas. So they ship worldwide, so don't worry about where you live. It's free shipping, depending on the size you get, and it's a really cool gift to give. We get them on pillows, you can get them on a coffee mug, you can get them on all sorts of stuff. So we're really going to be ramping up and creating all the new little templates for everything, and then putting them into my store and getting rid of all the other old stuff that doesn't sell. So, brand new stuff going to be available. Keep checking out the store, and eventually I'll have time to put some stuff in. Ooh, should we reflect the UFO? Maybe just a little bit?
I think that's a great idea.
Just a little of him, since he might be seen.
John, you are fantastic. He said, don't snooze on buying. They can disappear quickly.
Yeah, John buys a lot of them. There we go. Just the bottom of the UFO. Don't even need a 2-inch brush. You can use the freaking half round. Doesn't matter. Bam. And just get this in reflection. No, I don't like that. There we go. There we go.
Babe, that looks perfect. You know why?
Why?
Because I'm pretty sure a UFO, just like a
Yeah,
vampire,
wouldn't even
can have
cast a reflection, right? I second that notion.
And you want to know the best part about it?
What?
Nobody can tell us any different.
Yeah, right. It's very true.
There's nobody here presently in either of these rooms that's going to go, that's not true, because over Lake Geneva, there was a UFO that left a wicked reflection.
Yeah. There we go. Nice and soft, just like Josh likes it. Soft and hard. Yeah.
Birds.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do those. I keep getting little ideas and doing different things.
Roberta Harris says, if I had the funds, I would be in competition with John over your paintings.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Let's see. Alright, we're gonna want to get a little bit of paint thinner into our dark, kind of same shadowy color that we've done, for this entire painting. That dark mixture, it's kind of green now, but it's no big deal. Green, black. Just so long as it's nice and wet and like ink, sort of.
Moist.
Moist. It's moist. Let's say our birds are scared of this UFO, so they're gonna fly this way.
That's obviously not a true reflection of our family, because I dream for the day that I'm dragged up to the sky by my chest.
Right? There we go. There we go. That's very cool. I like it. It's very much Ross-like with all the water. I like to add a little bit more details, but every so often we got to do one that will apply, or reach the masses that like doing all this water. I like doing different things, but we could always add stuff, but it looks good. I like it. I like it a lot, babe. I like it a lot. Let's see if we can't put like some panels on this sucker or something. Here, just a little bit more detail. There's little panels in him connected to something. That's how they access it. Maybe that's the door to get out. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, well, we'll say goodbye because nobody wants to talk to me anymore.
I'm sorry, I'm having secret conversations with all your fans.
Well, what are you talking about?
For anybody who wants to write a letter, we accept fan mail.
Oh, yeah, we
It's
did.
the cutest thing ever.
Our fan mail was cool.
You gotta like sit down and write a letter. Like you can't.
I'll type it out though.
Like I have a customer at my work, and every month she sends in a payment, and in the payment is a folded piece of paper, and she writes "thank you" in her native language.
Okay.
And so I keep them. I just put them on my notice board in my office.
Right?
Nobody else sends me any notes.
Definitely not your husband.
Well, not at work. That'd be weird. Julie sends me notes.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this one will be available on Etsy later on today when I can get the time. It's all about time. I'm just sending John all my stuff and just have him post everything.
We have laundry.
Yeah, we do have laundry to do it. I gotta go get that painting that John bought yesterday and box that up and get it shipped off. You know, in 4 weeks. Allow 4 to 6 weeks for shipping.
Due to pure laziness, please
No,
allow.
when you buy through Etsy,
Oh,
my lord, when you buy through Etsy,
sorry, I just shook the light. It's alright.
I have to get it out quick. Otherwise,
Yeah,
Etsy
Etsy yells
gets
at
mad.
you. So if you want to buy a Josh original or a Josh print or a Josh cup or a Josh shirt or a pillow,
True, I do
you
have some
could
cool
visit
shirts.
his Etsy store. If you buy something that's printed, it prints from somewhere else.
There we go. A little bit of imperfection. That's what I like. A little bit of something.
Babe, it looks great. Give it up.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it too.
Perfect. Perfect.
I just want to say, in case Josh doesn't say it enough, we do really appreciate everybody's support.
Oh,
And even if you
definitely.
just buy a sticker or something, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that you thought and you
Yeah, you
Went there
wanted
and
to get something
purchased.
that we do.
used your money to support us, and that's. I don't know. I don't understand how so many people take that for granted. Because I've never heard Kanye West up there saying thank you, and
Yeah,
he
right.
sells stuff that's 10 grand a pop.
True.
People still buy it, or Jordans, or where are those people saying thank you? Should always shop local,
Nowhere.
shop small business. Because
Nowheres.
it makes a difference. Roberta Harris says, "Do we have travel mugs? Do we have travel mugs in the store?"
No,
Okay.
just regular coffee mugs is all.
Okay, well let's.
So
Is there any way that we can look at maybe printing on an insulated mug? You mean like an insulated mug, right, Roberta? One like with a lid? I'm sure they have something like that we could
but
print on.
not that I saw, but you know.
Okay, we can
whatever.
always look. Joshua,
Yeah,
I thought you were done.
I had to add the trees. I had to. If we're reflecting everything else, we have to reflect these.
Okay. Obviously it looks amazing now.
You have to.
Yes, Roberta Harris wants an insulated mug. We will look, Roberta.
There we go.
If
Just a
you
little bit.
If you have an idea of something that you'd like on something like a phone case or a painting that you like, but we don't currently make it on a pillow, or just send Josh a message on Etsy and we can create a listing if you're going to buy it. It's just the case that, you know, it's up to us to choose what listings. So when we put listings in there and they don't sell,
Right. But yeah, and then we got a new line of something that we're going to be releasing soon. London's dad's idea, so it'll be a cool thing. Something that no one else is doing, you know. Which is all we do anyway. Shit that no one else does. Let's see. So we'll talk about that on, you know, when they're ready. We'll release those. Have a press release, right?
yes,
Okay, well,
calm down.
you know, we've literally cleaned up. The more time I have brushes in my hands, the more
John
dangerous it
Krasniak
becomes.
says, send Josh a blank mug and maybe he'll paint on it for you. Would, but it would definitely be more expensive than. Oh no, what happened, babe?
Down in my paint thinner cup. That's where it's gonna live forever now. Well, at least I don't have to dry it. And there's a nice clean brush head down there.
In 2 years, I've never seen that happen, but it happens all the time to me with makeup brushes, so I feel
Well,
your pain.
I've had these micro liner brushes for a long time.
Right?
And they get used quite often. Okay, well, we'll say goodbye to everybody. Nobody wants to watch me clean up and shit, so,
Well, they're still here, babe.
well, thank you for that. So we'll save this paint for another day and call it a good one today.
I just want to say thank you again just for tuning in and hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. And
All the guys at State Flower, love you guys, love all the fans, love all the paying members, of course. Oh, we didn't sign it.
oh,
We didn't sign the stupid thing.
well, I mean, it could be worse. You've sent out unsigned.
I have sent out unsigned work before.
Yeah.
I think Roberta's is unsigned,
Doesn't John Krasniak have an unsigned one?
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Sign now.
Nina Lowry says, "Is this video available later?"
Yeah, it'll be there forever. You know, go to my Paint with Josh page, or if you go to my YouTube channel, it'll be on there as soon as it's done processing, and you can watch it over and over and over again.
And it'll be reposted to Facebook as well.
Yeah, I'll put
as
it
soon as we
on-
finish.
Put it in all the rooms later, and respond to all the comments, do all that.
So thank you again, guys. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Desiree says, "We like you so much, we don't want you to leave."
I know, right? I'm sorry. I mean, we could, stay here all day, but see, this is the thing. If somebody was like, "Oh, I want to buy that painting right this second," I'm like, "Okay, sell. Let's create another one. Oh, I want to buy that. Let's sell. Let's create another one." But you guys don't buy them fast enough. That's the problem.
Oh, we could also keep Josh on live.
We did that. Holy hell!
Are you okay, babe?
Yeah, the price tag. I'm not used to them having price tags in here,
Well, yeah, it's kind of odd.
but these ones are hanging over at APOC. So.
Nina, we did just see that you did join the YouTube channel. As soon as you joined the YouTube channel, it was announced. Josh said hello.
Thank you for that. We
Yeah.
love you.
We appreciate that. He's gonna finish painting the top of his
Yeah,
canvas
Let me do the
because
top real quick.
the easel is tall, which means they can't reach it when it's up there.
Oh, that, yeah, and it blocks it with this piece that holds it in. You can't reach everywhere. There we go. Nice little mixture. Beautiful sky in this one, I'm telling you. Woo! Woo, doggy! Who's gonna get this beautiful sky? That is the question.
Desiree said I should just speak. No painting, no nothing else. Just by myself.
Just you?
As much as I talk, I don't
People
maybe
love
I
you.
should get a podcast.
People love you, babe. Would you guys watch or listen to London's podcast?
I do have a TikTok. You should go look at my TikTok.
We could do a podcast for you.
The Unicorn Chronicles of London.
Oh, look at this.
Oh no, it's just the Unicorn Chronicles on
Look
TikTok.
at that one, guys.
It's beautiful, except and not everybody can see it.
Oh, well, we'll have to turn
Hold on.
the,
Now I can't. London only.
Yeah, no, Josh. I'm not allowed on the podcast.
Well,
I have good ideas.
I have a page that's just for my friends. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. But yes, you can go over to TikTok under the Unicorn Chronicles, and that's me. I'm also on Facebook, and you'll see me post in the rooms, and so.
All right.
Desiree says, "I love TikTok. I'll have to find you.
Definitely.
You guys are
And
amazing.
you can always send us
Thank you
messages
again.
on Paint with Josh. London gets all the messages along with me. So if you have something to say to her or...
If you write between the hours of 9 and 5, you will come up on my watch while I'm at work.
Yeah, right. We're going to have to move the easel to hang this guy up. Oh, it's too heavy.
Awesome.
Never reach.
Thank you. We love you guys.
Yeah.
We're going.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm stretched too far. Pulled something. Oh, I pulled something. Oh, turn off the video. Oh,
Okay. Bye.
See you guys later. Oh, that's funny.
YouTube's
Woo.
still on. Hold on.
Oh, my
Oh,
back.
it's different now.
What'd you do?
Nothing, but I don't like changes. What is that? It used to come up and say,
Yeah, like
post
post
to
or whatever.
Facebook, and you could just turn it. What is that? Facebook's trying to do magical stuff.
Public, yes.
Okay, YouTube, bye. I'm sorry.
Choose when you're
Toodles!
going to delete your video from your page. Never delete my video.
Never.